Hello once again, thank you for coming to join us another video for the English Premier League games for this week, my predictions for this week, and I hope you had a wonderful last week in terms of results and you won some money. Let's go right ahead and see if we can do the same thing again this week. And we are going to start off with Southampton versus Manchester United. And for this particular game, I am based on Manchester United's history with the smaller teams. The teams outside the top 5, top 6, they have a tendency to lose or draw with them, and so therefore they had a great result against Liverpool. But they usually pull themselves up for the big game. They don't usually do very well off late. But I'm going to see this one is going to end in a draw. I think this one is going to end in a draw. This one is going to end in a draw, and saying this one is going to end both teams to score. It's a draw. All right. Both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. Yes. Not a prediction. In terms of a double chance, we can see either Manchester United or Southampton to win and both teams to score. Alright. It's a double chance. My predicted scoreline is 2-all. And so my predictions for the Southampton versus Manchester United game is for Southampton is for a draw. It's for a draw. Alright, sorry about that. I was about to say Southampton to win, but I'm predicting a draw for this game, and I'm expecting both teams to score in terms of a double chance. I'm saying yes, both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. That's not an option, or you can go with the option of Southampton to win or Manchester United to win and both teams to score. I think total is 25 with that. And my predicted scoreline is for 2-all. Alright, 2-all. I predicted scoreline. In terms of predicted goal scorers, I'd say Cristiano Ronaldo, Anthony Martial, and also Marcus Rashford. And for Southampton, you have James Ward-Prowse and Shea Adams. He's been in very good scoring form so far. He scored maybe about 3 goals since the last 2 games for Southampton, so therefore you can't count him. So those are my possible goal scorers for that particular game. So we're moving right along to our next game in terms of predictions, and that's Brentford versus Everton. Brentford being at home after a super start this season. They have a nice run of fixtures to come. Everton in a tough place. Frank Lampard in a tough place. They don't have much resources, but they're trying to hang in there and they're trying to give it off their best. But in terms of my prediction for this particular game, I expect Brentford to win. Brentford to win here. Both teams to score, I'd say no. At the moment, Everton are struggling to put the ball in the back of the net, but I do expect Brentford to win, and so therefore Brentford to score, that is, and so therefore they're going to score. Hence the reason why I'm saying Brentford to win and Everton not to score. Alright, so in terms of a double chance, I can say Brentford or Everton to win and both teams not to score. My predicted scoreline is for Brentford to win this game 2-0. Alright, if you want to bet the correct score, you can always go on the handicap system and bet for Brentford to win by a goal. You're getting $3.75 for that. Alright. In terms of possible goal scorers, they are the usual suspect. Anytime goal scorers, as usual, I don't usually select goal scorers for a particular moment in the game. That's very hard to predict. So my anytime goal scorer is the usual suspects: Ivan Toney and Mbeumo. And for Everton, you have Young Garden, you have Demarai Gray. Alright, but for this week, I'm going to go with Ivan Toney for my anytime goal scorer. So going back to my predictions for the Brentford versus Everton game, I'm expecting Brentford to win. I think that both teams won't score. And if you want to do a double chance against the Brentford or Everton to win and both teams not to score, in terms of scoreline, I'm expecting Brentford to win by 2-0. If you want to bet on a handicap system, you can bet for Brentford to win by a goal. Alright, you're getting $3.75. That's a lovely odd. Alright, then on my anytime goal score, I'm going to go with Ivan Toney. And so those are my predictions for the Brentford versus Everton game. I'm moving right along to our next game, which is Brighton versus Leeds. Brighton being at home. You have a very good defensive record at home. But the problem was last year they didn't score too many goals at home, so hence the reason why they didn't have too many victories at home. But this season they are doing better. But for this particular game, I'm expecting goals in this game. I'm expecting at least 3 or 4 goals in this game, to be honest with you. And so therefore, I have this game ending in a draw. But it's the ending in a draw. Both teams to score. And let's see if you want to do a double chance against a Brentford or Leeds to win and both teams to score. I'm expecting a 2-all draw for this particular game. Alright. So my predictions for the Brentford versus Leeds game. I'm expecting a draw, expecting both teams to score. If you want a double chance against a Brentford or Leeds to win and both teams to score, yes. My predicted scoreline is 2-all. Those are my predictions for the Brentford versus Leeds game. Alright, Brentford being at home. Moving on to our next game, which is Chelsea versus Leicester. Leicester off to a very awful start this season. They have to be very careful as they might find themselves way languishing close to the bottom of the table next when it comes early next year, January. We need to shape up, we need to get the house in order. Alright then, so moving right along to our prediction. My prediction for this game is for Chelsea to win. They're going to be without Koulibaly this week. He got a red card, but they have sufficient replacement in their defensive department. And so therefore I'm expecting Chelsea to win here, both teams not to score. And in terms of a double chance, I would say Chelsea or Leicester City to win and both teams not to score. My predicted score line for this game is for Chelsea to win by 3-0. Alright, so all my predictions for this game is for Chelsea to win, both teams not to score. If you want to do a double chance against a Chelsea or Leicester City to win and both teams not to score. In terms of score line, I have Chelsea winning here by 3-0. In terms of goal scorers, I'm going to, my anytime goal scorer here is going to be Raheem Sterling. I think that he's going to get his first goal, but apart from Raheem Sterling, there are some others. Kai Havertz as well, he also gets a chance. Mason Mount is due a goal, so you have to watch out for him. In terms of Leicester City, it's always Jamie Vardy. Now you have Maddison, and you have also Shrewsbury Hall. Kieran Shrewsbury Hall is having a very good season so far, way better than what he had last year, and he's once given the opportunity, he would score. But for me, I'm going to select Raheem to score here. Alright, and so these are my predictions for this particular game, Chelsea versus Leicester City. Alright, moving on to our next game, which is Liverpool versus Bournemouth. Liverpool off to a slow start, a very slow start. Manchester United beat them in pre-season. Manchester United came back earlier this week and beat them again. Yeah, but I don't think Liverpool fans need not worry too much about that. Liverpool will pick themselves up. They're just off to a slow start, and so hence the reason why I have them winning here. Both teams not to score. I'm expecting them to keep a clean sheet this time around. Yeah, I'm expecting them to do that. And the Liverpool to win and Liverpool to win. And both teams not to score. In terms of scoreline, I'm expecting Liverpool to win by 3 goals here. Then if you want to go on the handicap system, you can always go and bet for Liverpool to win by 2 goals. Alright, win by 2 goals. In terms of anytime goal scorers, the usual suspect, Ruben Diaz, not Ruben Diaz, Luis Diaz, Mohamed Salah, and also you have Roberto Firmino. He can score a goal as well. And for Bournemouth, I'm not certain who we can call in, but I don't expect them to score, so I'm not going to go through anytime goal scorer for them. But my anytime goal scorer for this week is going to be Luis Diaz. I like his energy around the box. He's always there, always in for an opportunity. And so therefore, my recapping my predictions for the Liverpool versus AFC Bournemouth game, that is. Liverpool playing at home on the field. I'm expecting Liverpool to win here. Both teams not to score. Liverpool to win by 3 goals. Liverpool on the handicap system if you don't want to bet the correct score. That's for them to win by 2 goals. My anytime goal scorer is Luis Diaz. Alright. And moving right along to our next game, which is Manchester City versus Crystal Palace. Had a good time against them last season. I think Gallagher was in that game and he did some wonderful things. And they came away winning that game. One of the games, that is, not both games last year. And so therefore, for this game this year, I'm expecting Palace to challenge again. Vieira to come with a system like he did against Liverpool and end up with a 1-0 draw. and expecting them to do well here again. But I think City are going to squeeze them. They're going to squeeze them. I'm expecting both teams to score. But I have City winning here by the odd goal in 3. Alright, so both teams to score and Manchester City to win. Alright, here, so my predicted scoreline is for Manchester City to win 2-1. Alright, otherwise it might end in a draw, but I don't think so. I have City to win. So my predictions for this game, well, let me just give you my anytime goal score before we go along. And my anytime goal scorer, I have Haaland is always in the conversation. Kevin De Bruyne is there as well. Phil Foden is there as well. Gundogan is there as well. Alright. And for Crystal Palace, it's Zaha and Eze. But for me, I'm going to go with my anytime goal scorer for this week to be Phil Foden. If he starts, that is. Let's hope he starts. If he doesn't start, then I'm going to go with Erling Haaland for my anytime goal scorer. Alright? But Phil Foden for the time being. So recapping my predictions for the Manchester City versus Crystal Palace game. Manchester City being at home, I'm expecting them to win. Both teams to score, yes. Manchester City to win and both teams to score. $2.75 for that. That's nice. My predicted scoreline is for City to win by 2-1. My anytime goal scorer is Phil Foden. Alright then, so let's move right along to our next game, which is Arsenal versus Fulham. Arsenal being at home here at the Emirates. Let me see my predictions for this particular game. Arsenal, they are after a wonderful start. They're leading the table currently, and I'm expecting Arsenal to continue their good ways here, and I'm expecting them to win this game too. But I also expect that Fulham will score, and so therefore I'm going to say Arsenal to win and both teams to score. My predicted scoreline for this particular game is, or you can do a double chance, so you can say Arsenal or Fulham to win and both teams. Yes, my predicted scoreline for this game is for Arsenal to win this game by 2-1. My anytime goal scorer for this particular game is, we have Gabriel Jesus being one option, and we have Martinelli, we have Saka, we have Odegaard, and also for Fulham, who is going to be Mitrovic or Bobby Reed, I believe. Andreas Pereira as well, if he plays, is up there as well. My anytime goal scorer for this week, I'm going to select Saka. Saka is going to be my anytime goal scorer. He did very well last season, especially at home, and he's due a goal now, so I'm expecting him to come good here for Arsenal in this game against Fulham. So I'm recapping my predictions for the Arsenal versus Fulham game. I'm expecting Arsenal to win this game, expecting both teams to win, and therefore if you want to do a double chance, you can say Arsenal to win and both teams to score. Alright, and that's $2.75, or you can go with another double chance where you say Arsenal or Fulham to win and both teams to score, getting $2.40. That's a nice ad as well. My predicted scoreline for this game is 2-1 in favor of Arsenal, and I have Saka as my anytime goal scorer here for this particular game. Arsenal versus Fulham at the Emirates. And moving right into Sunday, we start with Aston Villa versus West Ham. And for Aston Villa versus West Ham, Aston Villa, both teams have been off to a very poor start. Aston Villa managed to win one game out of their 3. West Ham have lost all 3 games. Unfortunate, but they have won a game in Europe 3-1 convincingly, somewhat. And so therefore I'm expecting them to pick themselves up at some point. But for this particular game coming here on Sunday, I see this one is going to end in a draw. This one is going to end in a draw. I'm expecting this one to end in a 1-1 draw. This one to end in a 1-1 draw. If you want to do a double chance, and you'll see you go with Aston Villa or West Ham to win on both teams to score. Alright. In terms of my anytime goal scorers, for Aston Villa, you have Watkins, you have Danny Ings if he starts, Jacob Ramsey as well, very good talent, and Leon Bailey if he starts as well. And put a good Buendia as well, also up there, another option to consider. And for West Ham, we have Mikel Antonio, we have Gianluca Smaka. He can score as well. Gerard Bowen, Benrahma, Maxwell Cornery, a provider as well. So all those guys can be an anytime goal scorer. But for me this week, I am going to go with an anytime goal scorer from the home team, and that guy is going to be Danny Ings. Alright, Danny Ings is my anytime goal scorer for this week. Alright. And so therefore, running back through my predictions again for this game, Aston Villa versus West Ham. Aston Villa being at home. I'm expecting this game to end in a draw. Both teams to score, yes. I'm expecting a 1-1 draw. Otherwise, a 2-2 draw. Yeah. But if you want to do a double chance, you can go ahead and say Aston Villa or West Ham to win. And both teams to score, yes. My anytime goal scorer, I'm going to select Danny Ings. Other side of Danny Ings is either Ollie Watkins or Stamaka. Alright. So those are my predictions for that particular game. So moving right along for our next game on Sunday, which is Wolverhampton versus Newcastle. Wolverhampton, not an easy team to beat at home in the past, and I'm expecting that to continue, and so therefore I'm going to have this game ending in a draw on Sunday. Alright, I have this game ending in a draw on Sunday. I'm expecting both teams to score, and I'm going to say this game is going to end in a 2-2 draw. Alright, so my anytime goal scores for this particular game, I would say or Gankaloa Guinness. You could have Ruben Neves as well, and it depends. We could have from Newcastle. They have Bruno Guimaraes is due a goal now. Alan Saint-Maximin is due a goal, and Miguel Almiron can score a goal as well. So therefore, my predictions for my anytime goal scorer for this game is I'm going to go with Alan Saint-Maximin. Alright. So my predictions for the Wolverhampton versus Newcastle game. This game being played at Wolverhampton, I'm expecting it to end in a draw. Expecting both teams to score. My predicted scoreline is 2-2, and my anytime goal scorer is Alan Saint-Maximin. Alright, those are my predictions for that particular game, and so let's move right into our next game, the final game of this game week, which is Nottingham Forest versus Tottenham. And this game will be played at Nottingham Forest is home. So Tottenham, they're a little bit hot and cold, a little bit unpredictable at times, but Nottingham Forest, they have been doing well defensively in the sense that they haven't been letting in too many goals since thus far, and so therefore I'm expecting it to continue that way. And so as a result, I have Tottenham winning, but not by much. Both teams to score, as you know. Tottenham are going to defend very well. So I expect Nottingham Forest to score against them, so I'm going to say Tottenham to win and both teams not to score. That's my double chance. My predicted scoreline here is for Tottenham to win by 2 goals. Alright, don't want to bet that, you can go ahead and you can go on the handicap system. You can bet for Tottenham to win by a goal. Alright, Tottenham to win by a goal, and $2.20 for that. My anytime goal scores for this particular game. Nottingham Forest, they look like a team that's struggling to find a goal. In terms of anytime goal scorers for Forest, I'd say Brennan Johnson. You could go with Dennis Benaventura. He's a good guy as well, so he's someone you could consider as well. Lingard is due a goal based on what he did last year, so you can look out for him as well. Also for Tottenham, the usual suspects: Harry Kane, Son Heung-min, Dejan Kulusevski as well can come on and score. I'm expecting also, it depends on how things go, you could get a goal from Richarlison as well. But let's cut to the chase. My anytime goal scorer for this week I'm going to have that person to be Son Heung-min. Alright, Son Heung-min is their goal. He usually scores, and so therefore I'm expecting to open his account Sunday coming. Alright, expecting to open his account Sunday coming. Alright, so going back again over my predictions for the Nottingham Forest versus Tottenham game. I'm expecting Tottenham Hotspurs to win. I'm expecting both teams not to score. And if you want to do a double chance, I'm going to say Tottenham Hotspurs to win and both teams not to score. My predicted scoreline is for Tottenham to win by 2-0. If you want to bet a correct score, you can go on handicaps. You can bet for Nottingham Hotspurs win by a goal. That's $2.20. That's very good as well. And if you want an anytime goal score, I say go with Son Heung-min. Alright. Those are my predictions for that particular game, and that's how the cookie crumbles for this week of the English Premiership. This week predictions, that is, and as I say, my tip that I always give you. Ensure that you put at least 2, 3, or 5 games per slip, and the bigger your bankroll, less games you can put on the slip. So you pick different predictions from different games, mix and match them. That means you pick your best 3, your best 5 out of all the predictions that I've just given you, and you put that on a slip, and you put in your bet, and I wish the best of luck, and you cash that and you take it to the bank. You have you go and you have dinner with your girlfriend or your children, and enjoy your weekend. Thank you very much for watching. Continue to watch and subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you very much.